Woo! Well, here we are again. I always love doing these live streams because I get to interact one-on-one with everybody that helps me support this channel and has helped me support this channel the last 2.5 years. Because this is the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sally in the Know, even more so than all those media talking heads. On tap tonight, we got a few topics about Oklahoma to talk about, as well as maybe even touch on some conference realignment stuff. It seems like that stuff never goes away. I did a podcast about it today. Clemson has now sued the ACC. Clemson and Florida State are probably going to be out. As I said in the podcast earlier today, ESPN controls the TV rights for 3 conferences: the Big 12, the SEC, and the ACC. And I told people in the past that that grant of rights wasn't exactly, I got a damn frog in my throat, wasn't exactly as ironclad as they thought. They just didn't want to believe it. They were desperate that they just don't want the Big Ten and the SEC to take over. And I really don't want that either. But it seems like it's going that way. It seems like the ACC is going to be disbanded. But if the ESPN has the TV rights to their stuff, well, then more than likely they're going to dictate where a lot of ACC schools goes. And more than likely they may have some end up in the Big 12 as well. Sooners Legend Podcast is in the house along with Turd Ferguson, and Mary Caroline is back in the house. Didn't see you last time, Mary Caroline. Glad to have you back. But the main topic of this show, I'm going to go ahead and get to it right now. I was watching I don't usually watch this guy's stuff because I like to, call him MattBeGreat, because a lot of the stuff he's portrayed himself, so to me it's a little fake. But that's neither here nor there. He's trying to make him a channel just like the rest of us, but he done a video either today or yesterday about Marcus Dupree, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I clicked on it because I like the stories about Marcus Dupree, and seems like Matt had a few choice words that sort of caught me off guard. Got a few notes here. He said that basically Marcus Dupree, he alluded to it numerous times, that Barry Switzer and the staff were jealous of Marcus Dupree. He basically was saying that Marcus Dupree was sort of the coaching staff was a little too hard on Marcus Dupree. He went on to say that Marcus Dupree got his mother to call and say something to Barry Switzer about not getting enough playing time, and he ended up getting in the game because Marcus Dupree was threatening to leave, and that Barry Switzer had told Marcus Dupree that the reason why he wasn't playing is because he was still young and he was a freshman. And back in the day, that's when it hadn't been too long. It probably been about 10 or 15 years since freshmen were allowed to actually play, because back in the 60s, I think the rule was freshmen weren't allowed to play at all. You had to sit out your first year. For whatever reason, that was the rule. So Barry Switzer was probably still old school like that. But Matt just kept on rambling on, and it seemed like he was taking a shot at Barry Switzer. He was like, how can Barry Switzer, how can he dare to tell this young man he's not good enough to start and that he's too young, blah, blah, blah. Well, the reason why he can do it, Matt, is because he's a head football coach of a major college football program, a blue blood program, by the name of the Oklahoma Sooners. And you're going to come on here and question Barry Switzer and how much playing time he give Marcus Dupree his freshman year, saying he was jealous of him? That was the exact words he used. Jealous? He said the coaching staff in general was jealous of Marcus Dupree and led to Marcus Dupree going back home and disappearing for a couple of weeks. I watched the story on Marcus Dupree. He went back home. I don't know if it was during the Christmas holidays or during the summer break or during the middle of the season. I think it might have been in the middle of the season that he actually went home and didn't come back, and nobody could find him. Well, he tried to blame all that on the mistreatment by Barry Switzer. And I'm just like, I know Barry Switzer has a sharp tongue. I know Barry Switzer says some shit that really stings sometimes. I've heard him do interviews. But that's Barry Switzer. There was a few nice little nuggets in there that that he did give Barry Switzer and the Oklahoma program. He talked about how they got him away from Texas. I didn't know that. I didn't know Marcus Dupree had originally committed to Fred Akers and the Texas Longhorns, but he had. And Oklahoma sent Billy Sims down there to drive Marcus Dupree all the way from Mississippi to Oklahoma. And I'm sure they had a great conversation on that drive up to Oklahoma. And magically, he ends up going to Oklahoma. Great move. Great recruiting ploy by Oklahoma. Now, that would be like, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes, like he said, of Texas Tech, going down to Texas Tech or going to a college or a high school recruit's house and driving him to Lubbock to try to persuade him to go to Texas Tech. Be a great recruiting tool, right? See who else we got here in the house. John Ritchie's in the house. John Ritchie says, Matt be mad. Is that Matt? You trying to say Matt be mad? See who else is up in here. We got Scott Schrader. He says, hello, it's Sooner Legends. And Sooner Legends podcast said earlier, I'll scroll up here a little bit if I can. Oh, yeah. Sooner Legend says, hit the like button, please. That's always a must. J.D. Wilmoff's in the house. Marcus Dupree's downfall was dealing with Ken Farley. It's actually Fairley. But, yeah, Ken Fairley, when he went home for that 2 weeks before the bowl game against Arizona State, he was never the same again. I think Fairley brainwashed him. Yeah, I was getting to that. If Matt wants to try to lay blame and act all astonished and taken aback about something, he should be mad at Reverend Farley, because Farley basically took advantage of him and his mama. And even when Marcus left college and ended up in the USFL, because he lived down in Jackson. I think, where was he living? He lived down in southern Mississippi. Was he living in Jackson, Mississippi, or was it Hattiesburg? I can't remember the exact town. I think it's Philadelphia. But he's from Philadelphia. And Matt did talk about that in the video. But what pissed me off about that is he didn't he really laid a lot of blame at the hands of Ken Farley. That guy absolutely brainwashed him, as J.D. Wilmoff said. He's a lot older than him. He's a preacher, so everybody trusts him, right? And the guy took most of his money. As a matter of fact, he's even trying to sue the 30 for 30 podcast, or not podcast, the 30 for 30 TV show on ESPN for defamation of character. Because he said that Marcus Dupree, Oklahoma, and ESPN defamed him. But there's nothing to defame, Ken. You went down there, got the boy coming home, and got him thinking about going to Southern Miss over Oklahoma? Really? That's who they should blame. He went on to say that Barry Switzer actually blamed Marcus Dupree for their loss to Arizona State. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Why would Barry Switzer blame him? Now, he may have. I don't know. I didn't watch the post-game interview. That was a game that was back in the 1980s. Maybe you guys and gals can tell me there. Did Barry Switzer blame Marcus Dupree for that loss to Arizona State in the Fiesta Bowl because he supposedly came back 30 pounds overweight? Because if Barry did, he probably is a little wrong on that, because I think Marcus Dupree ended up having like almost 250 yards rushing in that game. So how can you blame Marcus Dupree for that loss? I think he ended up like 32-21 or something like that. Yeah, I just said that. Back in the day, freshman players, or underclassmen as they call them, didn't get any respect. That's why Adrian Peterson didn't win the Heisman Trophy. That's true. Back in the day, even if you had a great year like Herschel Walker did. Herschel Walker had a great freshman year, and they ended up not giving him the Heisman Trophy till his junior season. So back then there was like a unwritten rule that you could not give the Heisman Trophy to someone unless they were a junior. They wasn't even going to give it to sophomores back then. Matt Douchebag is what OU Center calls him. Thing is with Matt, a lot of people get misled by MattBeGreat, and that he's not really that great. They get misled by him because he's got over 200,000 subscribers. But I'm here to tell y'all, I've heard from numerous reliable people out there. I'm not going to mention them by name because they asked me not to. But they said that MattBeGreat actually used a program to buy subscribers. So it probably explains why he's got almost, 250,000 subscribers for a college football channel. That's a lot, especially, I'm just saying. I mean, I can't prove that he's doing that, but it sure does look suspicious. Peanut Butter Hero says, Barry isn't jealous of someone living in a double wide. From the pictures I saw and from the video I saw, Peanut Butter, Marcus Dupree lived in a house, not a double wide. So I'm going to pull something up for y'all. If anybody wants to be on the show tonight, just let me know. I'll try to send you an invite. See what we got here. It says here that Oklahoma released, I think it is. Here's the one on that minister that y'all was talking about. Y'all see that? It says Hattiesburg pastor says he'll sue over Dupree documentary. Guess all that Marcus Dupree money's gone. LOL, someone said in a comment. Minister says ESPN show defamed him. Hattiesburg minister says a nationally televised documentary on former football star Marcus Dupree made him look like a thief. Reverend Kenneth Fairley, pastor of Mount Carmel Baptist Church, has demanded a retraction and issued a notice to ESPN and Bristol, Connecticut-based company that aired the documentary. Since airing The Best That Never Was, Reverend Farley is inundated with claims that he stole millions of dollars from Dupree. Wow. Also, for the Oklahoma Sooners out there, y'all's bring y'all something else up. Y'all's actual 2025 schedule, both non-conference and conference schedule, came out today. Let's pull that up for y'all real quick and see what y'all think about that. All right, 2025, it says here Oklahoma is playing Illinois State, Michigan, Temple, and Kent State. So y'all playing Michigan and Norman. Then your SEC opponents are Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. So you got a nice little non-conference tip with the Michigan Wolverines, huh? So what do y'all think about that? Y'all think that MattBeGreat maybe overstepped his bounds a little bit? Matt seems to me sometimes he's a little bit liberal leaning. He's also a con-time Deion Sanders fan. And Matt, to be honest with you, brother, you coming across as a con man because it's sort of reaching. It sounded almost high schoolish, maybe even elementary-ish, when you kept saying that he was jealous because Barry Switzer wouldn't play him. Or when they did play him, he started doing so good that Barry Switzer and them got jealous. That don't make no sense to me, man. Barry Switzer was just old school. And like I said, it hadn't been but maybe 10, 15 years since they actually started letting freshmen play. So Barry should absolutely be able to start who he wants to. I don't care if Marcus Dupree threatens to transfer or not. Can you imagine having the NIL on the transfer portal back then? Marcus Dupree would have probably ended up transferring to Southern Miss. That in itself right there tells you that Ronnie Fairley, whatever his name was, Kenneth Fairley was not on the up and up. To try to get that boy to go to Southern Miss over Oklahoma, and you can play for Oklahoma, absolutely reeks of maybe someone's getting a little something to try to, get him to come there. And then he said that he never saw any of the money, like his first couple of years in the USFL or how many years he played in USFL. He said he never saw none of the money and that he would have to ask because he made him power of attorney. Now, you got to remember, Marcus Dupree's not but 19 years old. He left Oklahoma. He ended up leaving Oklahoma because that shady-ass Reverend Kenneth Fairley talked him into trying to go to Southern Miss. And back then, you had to sit out. And he had transferred in the middle of the season, so he had to sit out that season and the next season. That's almost 2 seasons he would have had to sit out. And that's why he ended up not going to Southern Miss. He ended up going to USFL. Because back then, the NFL didn't take you unless you was a junior in college. That was the rules back then. So Kenneth Fairley absolutely screwed this boy. If anybody's to blame, it's Kenneth Fairley. It's some of his relatives. Just like now, man. A lot of these kids now, man, their relatives and their pastors and all these other people get in their ear. They get money signs and they just like, they take advantage of these kids, man. Lots of time it's their own kid that they're taking advantage of. Carvin OK says, Barry Switzer is an All-American out of Arkansas and a Hall of Famer coach. Marcus Dupree needed to work harder to get on the field. Barry Switzer was a world-class recruiter and put it in a place a world. I don't know. I don't understand the last part, but I get exactly what you're saying in the first part there, Carvin. I absolutely agree. I don't know why Matt kept saying that. He kept expounding on it. So if I was y'all, it's probably going to give him some hits, me doing this. But I have unsubscribed to his channel. I hate to try to suggest you unsubscribe to anybody's channel, but I'm just saying I have, because that's just desperation and him trying to play up to whomever he's trying to play up to. I know he's also was a big supporter of Lincoln Riley, as well as Con-Time Deion Sanders. So now Matt's actually an Alabama fan too. Surprise, surprise, you know. And I get a lot of accusations that, you know, people are just Alabama fans because it's the flavor, you know, the bandwagon fans. And Matt probably is a bandwagon fan, I'll be honest with you. But he just goes with the flow and whatever he thinks politically correct sometimes. And sometimes politically correct is not really correct. And it ends up turning on you. So you better make sure that the politically correct view that you're taking is not going to come back and haunt you someday, Matt. That's all I'm saying. But to continuously talk and ramp up accusations in your video that Barry Switzer somehow harmed Marcus Dupree's career and mistreated him and wouldn't let him play because he was jealous of him? Really? That Christian Fam Channel says, I wouldn't trust anything MattBeGreat has to say. Dude is always far-fetched with his stories. Exactly. And like I said, I don't see how that dude's got over 250,000 subscribers, man. There's something fishy about that. And like I said, I've heard some reliable people out there that he probably used these programs that people can use to buy subscribers. But the thing is, when you buy subscribers, yeah, you get the subscriber numbers, but it's hollow because then they don't watch your videos. And then you don't get retention. And retention, that's how long people watch your video, is what YouTube's really looking at. The subscribers is nice window dressing for those that are aspiring to have their own podcast one day. Subscribers are nice, but it's just window dressing. What you need is retention for people to watch it and watch it all the way through. You get a bunch of subscribers on there that don't watch it, don't click on it, it's going to show up in retention, and YouTube is going to pay you accordingly. The Center Surgeon said he subscribed to him a long time ago. Like I said, I've sent y'all some links. I sent Center Legends podcast a link. I sent Killer Breeze a link. I don't know where he's at. Ryan Thibodeau, a.k.a. Big Cojones Kelly, sent him a link. So if anybody wants to be on here, just let me know in the comment section. I'll try to get on here and send you a link to be on the show. because this show is about the common Joe and Sally in the know. Yeah, I absolutely think you did buy those things. Peanut Butter Hero says Marcus mistreated himself. By the way, if y'all want me to answer your questions, I can't see everybody's comments. We got over 20-something people in here now already. If you want me to address your comment and you want to push it above everybody else's, all you got to do is click on the little money dollar sign at the bottom. So you got a circle or a square around it. Click on that, write your comment out, send it, and it will highlight it and push it to the top, and I will answer your question. Just make a little small donation to the program and it'll push it to the top. Also, this is free. You can jump out real quick if you don't mind. Smash the like button. Like, share, comment, and subscribe whenever this thing goes to podcast after we get off here as well. And I'll share my channel out to everybody so we can get those subscribers. Not the MattBeGreat kind of subscribers, but, you know, quality over quantity, right? Well, you can come on in anytime you feel like it, Mike. Just saddle on up, brother. Get on the horse. Get your ass up in here. Jetty Wilmoth's in the house. He has his badge. By the way, you see these people in here with the badges. That Christian Fam channel, Sooners Legends podcast, among others. If you want to get your badge like them and get deputized, you can join the Outlaw Posse for $2.99 a month. That's just 75 cents a week. You get your badge. You get deputized. You'll get a random Four Horsemen shout out on the actual podcast, as well as possible be the comment of the day. Y'all had some people up in here. What do y'all think about that schedule, Oklahoma schedule there? Y'all play Michigan next year. Guess y'all got a little home and home. Y'all going to go to the big house, huh? 1989 M in the house. He's our resident Wolverine of the defending national champions. Your defending national champions, the Michigan Wolverines. Everybody knows that the true and old school Crimson Nation channel is. It is the international, global, intergalactic, undefeated, undisputed, universal OCF. I can't talk tonight, man. I've been stumbling about and everything, man. I should have just got Killer Breeze and Mike getting here first and let me come in later. Sound like a damn drunk or something. And I ain't been drinking tonight, except for this. This is called Uptime. It's called Uptime. It's a good little energy drink. Blueberry pomegranate. So let's bring in the new legend that is amongst us. He's going to grace us with his presence. It's Mike Wilkerson from Sooners Legends Podcast.
How's it going, JPC?
How's it going, brother?
It's sunshine and 72 degrees. Can't complain, brother.
Look, man, I saw that MattBeGreat video, and I thought, man, he's doing some history type videos like Sooner Legends Podcast. I thought, man, he must be ripping him off. And I got to watching. I'm like, damn, man, this is like a alternate Bizarro World version of Sooner Legends Podcast.
Yeah, if everybody remembers, I mean, Marcus Dupree had that awesome breakout season. We go down to Arizona State, and I mean, shit went to hell in handbasket real quick. Dupree went out of the game with a injured hammy. But that next season, Coach Switzer said he was overweight and slow. So he limbers along. We play Texas. Texas just treats him like a punching bag, more or less. I mean, Dupree didn't do crap against Texas in that game. Hurt his knee. Came back out against K-State, had a pretty good game, and injured his knee. And then the next thing you know, Dupree's gone. Now, I will have to search for this in my archive somewhere, Jesse, and I'll send you a link when I find it. And this was done after Dupree's 30 for 30. And what Coach Switzer said, now I'm going to paraphrase because I haven't watched it in a long time. He said, had he known what he known when he recruited Dupree, is he would have redshirted him for that 1 year, because a lot of people don't remember that Coach Switzer started Dupree over several soon to be, because you've watched Barry Switzer enough to know, Jesse, that Switzer had a stable full of running backs and fullbacks and tailbacks.
Well,
And
I just want to know if that part of the story is accurate. Matt said that he said that Marcus Dupree's mother called Barry Switzer and got on his ass, and told Barry Switzer that Dupree was going to leave, and that he started starting Dupree at that point. I'm like, it's hard for me to believe that Barry Switzer got punked out by somebody's mom.
No. You never. That's one thing, Coach.
Is that actually true?
No.
And why would he say something like that, man? I don't get it.
It's MattBeGreat. He's a douche nozzle. I can't stand the fucker. Oh, excuse me. I can't stand the idiot.
Go ahead and finish your story. I think I interrupted you on something.
But anyway, he next thing you know, he's gone. Coach Switzer didn't know where he went. The team didn't know where he went. The region, nobody. And his mama supposedly had him a plane ticket, and he flew back to Jackson, Mississippi, and he never did show up at the airport where he was supposed to.
Yeah, he said that now. He said that part.
And they kicked him off the team. Well, there's also another thing in my archive when they played that first game without Marcus Dupree, and the team's in the locker room celebrating. Now that was a long time ago. I can't remember who we beat, but you remember that old song from the Pointer Sisters, "We Are Family"? Well, the team was singing "We Are Family. We don't need Marcus Dupree." So, yeah. But I did look it up before I came on the show. Now, Barry, I remember this now. Me and Daddy, we never missed an OU football game for nothing. And people took that Barry Switzer, that comment that he made in the post game, and they ran with it.
Yeah, because that's what Matt was saying. He's like, not only is this guy jealous of his own player, but he blamed him for a loss to Arizona State when he rushed for almost 250 yards. Barry Switzer absolutely mistreated this guy.
Barry Switzer treated him far better than. But anyway, if you read down on, I pulled this up from the archives of the Daily Oklahoman. He mentioned that, but if you knew Switzer like I knew, you knew when he was just what we call talking out the side of his mouth, meaning fruit word salad, not meaning nothing. And he said that, but he had that shit-eating grin on his face. But if you go down in that archive and look, Barry Switzer will tell you why they lost that game. We had so many damn turnovers in that game.
Yeah, I saw he rushed for almost 250 yards. I'm like, damn, how did not only did they lose, y'all lost by double digits. I'm like, how'd that shit happen?
Oh God, Jesse, we fumbled. Kelly Phelps fumbled so many times in that game. We had fumbles, and oh God, it was just ugly. I remember that game. Oh my God, that's one game I forgot that I wanted to forget.
But I'd never known it happened. But when I watched that video, I was like, I thought I was just going to watch it and get some historical perspective. But this was absolutely a Barry Switzer grill job. This dude was going straight after Barry Switzer and the entire coaching staff at Oklahoma for making Marcus Dupree have I guess, a crappy life. He ended up being a pretty decent human being. I don't think he ever really done drugs or anything.
No, he didn't.
I think he just had he probably had some mental issues or something.
He did. You know. And a lot of people will tell you now that ever since that happened, Barry and Marcus has buried the hatchet over that deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I heard he got injured pretty badly against in the New Orleans, where he's played for the New Orleans Breakers.
Yeah.
USFL. He got injured pretty badly And back then, as you know, we didn't have the technology we have now, so his knee was blasted. But he ended up coming back and making a comeback, and actually did start for the NFL, or not start, but he played for the LA Rams.
He sure did.
That in itself, even though he didn't come back and he was a star, that in itself, to be able to come back from that kind of knee injury and actually play for an NFL team, speaks volumes of what he could have been.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse, I will tell you this. That first year of Marcus Dupree, me and my dad was like, holy shit, where in the hell did he come from? Wow. I mean, he wowed people. He was gifted. I mean, just a gifted individual. And like you said, Jesse, I think he had some mental problems going on.
Yeah, and back then we didn't have it. We didn't have the stuff to sort of recognize it back then. They didn't even have concussion protocol back then. So there's no telling how scrambled some people's brains were back then. We just didn't know it.
Yeah, what was the old saying back in them days? Rub some dirt on it, you'll be better.
And like I said, I'm not into, encouraging people to unsubscribe to people's channels, but that kind of stuff, man, it just really irks me that he would do that, because a lot of people see his subscriber count and they automatically assume that he's valid because of that. But like I told him, man, the subscriber count is great. It's good window dressing, but it's not the main thing that YouTube looks at.
It's retention.
Yeah, it's retention. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the bearded Cajun, as it says now. I'm gonna bring him up in here, see what he's got to say about this mess. He's a unbiased opinion on this, but we're also probably gonna bring him in here and talk about the stuff that's going on with Florida State and Clemson as well, if you've been following that. There he is.
There he is.
Come on, survive, everybody. What's good?
Come on, Tally-Boo.
Hey, ça va bien?
Oh yeah. We just talked over Jesse said there, Ryan.
That's right.
Yeah, he understand.
It's like being in a Mexican restaurant in Mexico. I don't know what the hell you're saying.
It's like going to get your nails done at an Asian place, and they could be talking about your feet or whatever, and you don't even know. So hey, the less he knows, the better off he is.
That's right.
Right, Mike?
That's right, Ryan.
Ryan, I got a little something for you here. You're a pretty good supporter of the program, so I figured I'd share a little LSU nugget real quick with you. LSU football has its Southeastern Conference opponents for the 2025 season. They have home games against Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, A&M, and it will have to play at Alabama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. Y'all open up at Clemson.
Yep. That's a little daunting on the away side.
Yes,
obviously, the easiest one is Vanderbilt.
Well, y'all got to go to Clemson too, and hell, Clemson might be in the conference by then.
Well, yeah. I mean, the way it's looking, it might not be till 2026 or after, but I mean, you never know. Yeah, I mean the schedule. What I thought that the SEC was going to do is flip flop, and whoever didn't play in 24, they would play in 25. But I guess they're giving everybody a home and home in the conference, and then they're gonna flip flop, or they're gonna wait and see how this playoff scenario shakes out with the 12 team, and then going to the 14 team.
There ain't no telling, man. It's all confusing to me. Now they're talking about the SEC. This surprised me. They were talking about today. They said the SEC and the Big Ten may not really be even interested in Clemson and Miami. Now, both of them sort of want Florida State and North Carolina, but Clemson and Miami may not have one of the big two to go to. They may end up in the Big 12. And if that happens, I think that'll be actually good for the Big 12, because it'll make them more of a power player, and we might have a power 3 instead of just a power 2.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you look at it from the political spectrum, 3 is better than 2 for obvious reasons. I think a big like a B3 would be better than 2. Plus, you have room for more at larges, which will be primarily your Big Ten and your SEC schools, in my opinion.
Right. A
Um,
lot of people try to act like that Granite Rights was ironclad, and I try to tell them, man, man, there's always a way out of something, man. And
yeah, I mean, there's loopholes on top of loopholes.
ESPN's the loophole. See, ESPN
Well,
in 2025 can opt out and say, you know what, we don't like this product anymore, and since they own the TV rights, the ACC, the Big 12, and the SEC, they can make a lot of those ACC schools go to the Big 12 and the SEC, and the Big 10 may be left getting leftovers.
right, and that's the thing, because like in Clemson's lawsuit papers, a lot of the ESPN stuff was redacted, so therefore there's some stuff that they don't want seen. So really and truly, the like ESPN has the rights to the conference, but technically they have the rights to the schools themselves. So if they can shift those schools to another conference and they don't have to pay like the ACC, and the ACC goes away per se, then that's one less paycheck that they have to cut.
That's right. Sounds about right. JD Wilmoth has a question for you real quick, Mike. He wants to know what platform is your podcast on. He can't find it on YouTube every time he types it in. I think there's a certain way you got to spell it. Is it Sooner Legends? Is the S on the legend? Or
It's Sooner Legends. Yeah, there's an S on the Legends.
Is there an S on both? Is
Yeah,
it just
no,
Sooner?
it's Sooner Legends podcast.
Okay, so no S on the Sooners.
Right.
You know what you're saying?
Yeah.
That one letter will throw it off.
Yeah.
So JD, just put in Sooner without the S, and then take that S and put it on Legend. Right. Smiling at my grammatical expertise here. There ain't no apostrophe. There ain't no apostrophe on it, is it?
No, there's
like Kuz's Corner, you know, he puts that crazy retarded apostrophe on it from West Virginia.
Here, I'll go to my YouTube studio on my phone, and I'll give you the all the particulars and the how comes and what fors. Let's see here.
Mr. Plural Legend. He's got multiple personalities. He's got multiple personalities.
Yeah, Sooner and Legends is capitalized and podcast is done in all lowercase. There's a capital S, OONER, capital L, EGENDS, and then podcast, it's all lowercase.
Hey Mike, you can just go into the chat and type it out, because you underneath Sooner Legends right now on YouTube in the chat. So
yeah, just go in and type something out. You know, like say I'm a jackass, and it'll show your name there.
Yeah. I'm
crazy.
Let's go ahead and bring the consummate Oklahoma booster, the king of. What's he the king of, Ryan? What's the king of today?
He's the king of the king. Let's see, Tabalusa.
The king of the RV park.
Okay.
You can do that.
What's up, Killer?
He got him. He
What's
got
up,
him a hair.
Gillen?
He got him a harem up there, man. He's got like a Jim Jones shit going on up there on that park up there.
Oh, Jim Jones. What? What are you talking about?
You got a bunch of women following you around up there. I know what you got going on.
Hey, I'm the hot guy in the RV park.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I
man.
guess so.
You like
Just
get
having,
that
just having all my
Mediterranean
teeth. Just
But he
having all
have a-
my teeth is a big plus.
Let me back up for a minute and get your take on the whole MattBeGreat fiasco, man. I don't know if you've seen the video. He made a video about Marcus Dupree, man. I thought it was going to be a historical perspective. He's in there just basically throwing a lot of trash and a lot of heat at Barry Switzer, saying that Barry Switzer mistreated the boy and basically was jealous of him. I'm like, how can you be jealous of your own player, man? You want him to do good, don't you?
That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, listen, if you listen to Barry Switzer talk about how things went with Marcus Dupree, he has admitted himself that he probably would have done things a little differently, and he probably wouldn't have been quite as hard on the kid because he was hard on him, but that was because he was the best back they had in a room that was filled with great tailbacks.
Yeah.
And he he was trying to push him to be hard, to be better. And I think Marcus Dupree had people in his ear telling him how great he was.
That's who should have been really dealing with that Reverend Farley guy. They should have been really on his ass. As a matter of fact, he's suing ESPN. That guy's suing ESPN for that 30 for 30.
Well, because it shows you exactly who he was and what he was doing. And
that's the same thing that's going on these days. It's sort of going on these days too, right?
Yeah. There was a lot of just of bad timing and bad luck with the Marcus Dupree thing, man. It really never should have gone down like that, you know. And I'll tell you, his freshman year, the only other running back I've ever seen break away more long runs was Adrian Peterson. Marcus Dupree would break out several, long runs in as a freshman. And so it's really a shame that, and in fact, Marcus Dupree is that's the first game I remember watching that I remember watching an Oklahoma game with my dad, was watching Marcus Dupree on Thanksgiving his freshman year, and he was awesome.
Well, ain't that what you're supposed to do? I mean, like in the military, they break you down, and then they build you back up.
Yep.
That's all I think Barry was doing. Plus, Barry was coming off an era where when he played, freshmen were not allowed to play.
Well, that's the whole thing.
He was sort of old school about that shit. He was
trying to hold on to the integrity of the locker room. I mean, listen, if he's going to allow a freshman to come in and start demanding or start calling the shots, that's not, especially back then, that's not how it worked. It's just not how it worked. But, man, I'll tell you, when it comes to Marcus Dupree as a talent, I heard y'all talking. I started picking it up when I heard y'all talking about him actually making it back to the NFL, and the NFL even considering all of the issues that he had. Dude, he came back from ACL surgery at a time when you didn't come back from ACL surgery. It's not like it is now where everybody has ACL surgery now and they go fucking – sorry, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm not dropping F-bombs. But, now you blow out an ACL. It's really no big deal. You're coming back. And if you're super talented, you're going to be fine. Back then, an ACL injury ended your career. You were never the same.
None.
You were never the same. So the fact that he came back after being out of football for I think a couple of years, as I think he was out from 84 to 86. I don't think he played football at all, or maybe even 83 to 86. And I think he came back to the Rams in 86, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was 87. But either way, his comeback was pretty impressive considering, even though most people probably don't know much about it.
Before I get this off here, 1989 M says that you are his idol, and he's going to be just like you when he grows up. He said you are a free agent lifestyle baby.
Yeah, listen, 1989, let me tell you something. If you end up just like me when you grow up, that means you made some horrible decisions somewhere along the way.
What I brought up right here for y'all, this is the 2025 conference opponents for each and every team on here. I don't know if there's a certain team y'all want to look at on here or got
We can go one by one. I mean,
Alabama. Do what now?
you want to go one by one or just Bama, LSU, and Oklahoma?
Yeah, I mean, that's mostly who we got in here tonight. If anybody else has got a team they want to know about, I mean, we'll just start off with Alabama. It looks like Alabama plays LSU, Oklahoma, and Tennessee and Vanderbilt at home in 2025. And then we go to Auburn, to Georgia, to Missouri, and South Carolina. LSU, you got Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina, and Texas A&M at home. And then y'all have to go to Alabama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. Man, they put the screws on y'all, boy, didn't they?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't mind because we've like us in Bama, we used to play in the best of the conference, which is West anyway. So I mean, we had 4 or 5 teams that could beat everybody every year on a consistent basis. So I mean, it don't make me a head of beans.
I mean, you have to play them eventually anyway, right? If you're that good, you're going to end up running into the good teams, right?
Right. I mean, you're gonna play them eventually, whether it's the playoffs or what. I mean, just don't expect the undefeated team to go ahead and run the table anymore. You're gonna have a good team with two or three losses. No question.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I mean, going undefeated is just not really going to be the realistic goal year in and year out. I just don't, that's just not the world we're going to live in now. And if you look at every one of these schedules, I mean, I wouldn't call any of them easy. You know,
you're going to have at least 3 or 4 hard games somewhere.
That's what I mean. If you're going to win
a stretch there, so a stretch is probably going to bang you up pretty good.
Yeah, if you're going to win a national championship, you're going to have to play some games that are going to be hard as hell to win. You're going to have to play multiple games like that now, especially getting through the SEC and then the playoffs. So,
yeah,
I mean, man, this is just what it comes down to. Now it's nut cutting time. Like your team either needs to be legit or not. And if they're not, you might as well shut it down and don't run your mouth because you're going to get exposed in this kind of a league.
So Sooner Legends, what do you think about the Oklahoma schedule here for 2025? Y'all got Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, and Missouri at home. That's some good tickets right there. Then y'all have Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas on the road.
Yeah. Which Texas is neutral, so
yeah.
I like it. I've been saying this all along. I'm excited about being in the SEC now. Now people can't say, well, Oklahoma's got a cupcake schedule is the reason they're winning. And if we go out, I'm not expecting this, Jesse or Ryan. Please don't take this out of context. But if we go out in our first year in the SEC and we get lucky and go into the playoff, we won't have these idiots and the talking heads saying, well, y'all had a cupcake schedule. I mean, we beat decent teams to get there.
But man, it really is. But honestly, it's what's missing from the program, dude. It's a vital part of what's missing from the program. Back in the day, like I mean, I remember when we won the championship in 2000, I remember how improbable it would have been for any team to have to, like, we had to beat Kansas State twice.
Yeah, we had to beat Kansas.
We had to beat Nebraska and Texas. All of those teams were good.
Yeah, we had to go through Red October that year.
And I honestly felt like when we played Florida State, I honestly felt like what helped us as opposed to them is that they were playing in the weak-ass ACC, and they didn't get challenged all year long. I mean, Oklahoma was battle-tested.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I feel like when we go against good teams like LSU in 2019, we got no chance, dude. No chance. The talent isn't right. Of course, the talent isn't equal, but on top of that, neither is the you're just not tested enough. They're just not tested enough. So when they get smacked in the face by a good opponent, they don't know what the hell to do. So
here's your question, Ryan. Scott Schrader wants to know when the SEC is going to 9 conference games. What do you think? You think we're going to go to 9 conference games pretty soon?
To be honest with you, does it pay more?
I don't know. It probably does pay more. I mean, I'm sure. Having another SEC team on the schedule probably sells better than playing, I don't know, Maine or somebody like that.
Yeah,
we play somebody like Chattanooga or some shit. So
right. I get that, but does it make ESPN pay the conference more to go to 9 games?
I don't know.
Unless the conference expands, like let's say gets UNC and Clemson, or Clemson and Florida State, I don't think we need to go to 9 games. I mean, we were just talking about how strong the schedule is already for our teams. Mm-hmm. So why should we beat ourselves up one more time?
That's what they want. They want us to take care of. They want us to take care of ourselves. They don't want to have to deal with us. So they would want us to play 9 games.
And then you got 2 of them that's gonna play for the conference championship. So that's your 9th SEC game right there. So theoretically, there would be 10.
They got to do away with that game, man. That game sucks.
What, the conference championship game?
Yeah, I hate that shit.
No, it's a play-in. Right now,
if they go to 12 or 14 teams, then they're going to have to probably do away with it because you ain't going to get enough time off. You're going to be at a disadvantage. Like, say, if 3 SEC teams get in and, say LSU don't have to play in the title game, they get rested and they're fresh going in the first round while Georgia and Alabama beating the hell out of each other. And the next week, they got to go straight into a conference game.
I agree. And now I'll say this. I would agree with you that because of the amount of money that they make on the game, it's probably not going away. But when you look at it from a fairness perspective, you can make a damn strong argument that game is not. It is a disadvantage to the teams that make it, because the team that wins it doesn't mean shit anymore. You're going to make it into the playoff. Even the team that loses is going to the playoff now. So what are they gaining besides the trophy on the wall? Which, it matters in recruiting. All that matters. So, but outside of the trophy on the wall, what is it gaining you now?
Well, they wasn't going to an expanded playoff. I'd say keep it. But since you're going to an expanded playoff, you're not going to have enough time off to rest your players.
That and another thing.
You get a bye. Each conference champion gets a bye.
If they do that, but not the conference that game, the winner of that game, if you give some kind of additional value to that changes it for me.
Yeah, but the team that loses that game doesn't get a bye, and then they have to go into the next week, and they don't have that extra rest time that the third place team gets. The third place team is going to be like, good, we didn't go to the title game, we get to rest.
Win the game. Win the game. you know, or maybe
Yeah,
you'll
I
see
mean,
teams. Maybe you'll see teams. I don't know, tank shit. I don't know, man.
I mean, do you
That
slip up and lose one conference game? You know, just not to go to the conference championship. You know, I mean, the conference
I would
championship means
go ahead.
what? No, I mean, you're right though. What does the conference championship mean to the school or and
Well,
to the program versus? Would you rather a team win a conference championship or a natty?
a natty.
natty every day.
What about you, JPC? Because Alabama did that before.
I would definitely rather win a national championship than
I'll say that. I'll say go with a natty. So theoretically, you can have 2 weeks off, or you have a week off during the quote quote championship week, and then you play a home game in your stadium if you can be a
That's,
top seed.
that's another thing. The way they're talking is the top 4 seeds don't get a home game. So, by not being in the top 4, you don't get a home game. It seems like you want to reward them with a home game too, and maybe make the
Right.
second round. If the second round, when it gets down to 8 teams, you need to let the top 4 seeds have a home game too before they go to the Final Four. Then when you go to the Final Four, then you can have neutral sites.
That's what my thinking was on it too.
But then I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to try to include those bowls for the Elite Eight. When they get down to the Final 8, they're going to try to include a bunch of bowls in it.
Now,
Well, I
man,
mean,
go ahead, Ron.
you got your New Year's Six bowls. So I mean, you got 6 bowls right there that you can play 12 games in. You know, so I mean, if they go to 14, so what? I mean, have every team in the playoff that's a higher seed, 5 or higher play a home game,
Yeah, man,
or
we
8
gotta
or
have
higher.
home.
I'm sorry, 8 or higher.
They gotta have home playoff games, man. They gotta do that.
Yeah.
That's just man. That's just gonna be so much better. Can you imagine how much better it would be to play a playoff game in your home stadium as opposed to who cares, any bowl? I'd much rather play it at home than play it in some stupid bowl game.
Yeah. The Stay Free
I
Maxi
think
Pad Bowl.
I think it should be like it is right now with the Final Four is neutral sites,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other bowls, it's just tough shit, man. They can just be like the NIT in basketball, some shit.
Exactly.
I mean, man, can you imagine, dude, a college playoff game at Tiger Stadium at night? I mean, that just
Holy moly.
that'd be
I mean,
unbelievable, man.
Whoa.
I mean, as it is, you think about it. How much are the tickets to the LSU Bama games, and how much Mike you paid for your ticket next year to go to LSU?
Ooh,
I
I
mean,
had to.
that's not including room and board. You know,
Whoa. I had to eat beans for 2 weeks buying that ticket.
so I mean that generates revenue for the city also. You know, regardless regardless of a school. So it's like why not push for home playoff game?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Oklahoma, for instance, y'all always have what six home games.
About that, ain't it, Breeze?
So yeah, it's give or take one. I mean, with the neutral
6
site
to
game,
7.
well, sometimes less because with the neutral site game, that sometimes that plays that well, it always comes into play.
Yeah.
Right. So what's one more home game for Norman?
I mean,
And then at that time of year, it's getting a little chilly out there. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Sometimes,
you use a home field advantage.
man,
I
the way
know my coon dog ass with me going up there in no 30-degree weather.
well, the thing about the weather in Oklahoma is that when it's cold, it's always extra cold because the wind blows every single day in Oklahoma. So when it's cold, brother, it's bone chilling cold because that wind will just cut right through you, man. It's brutal.
Who King Slots has accused you of partaking in some alcoholic beverages. Killer Breeze.
No, that's not what that was.
Hey, look. It's called cerebral palsy, okay?
They're talking about Killer Breeze. They seem going.
I was about to say, man, they're not talking about you. They're talking about me. He saw me dip into my refrigerator. That's what he's talking about. But what he doesn't know is it was my fat ass putting my desserts in the freezer to get them ready for later on. It wasn't alcohol.
Can y'all imagine if we had, NIL and stuff like that back in the 80s and the 90s?
Well, we had it. It was just under the table.
Yeah.
Marcus Dupree would have actually got to play for Southern Miss.
Yeah.
And there had to be something going on with that, man. To try to get someone to play for Southern Miss over Oklahoma, like I said earlier, man, that dude was showing up getting some money from somebody.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't even think he denies it. And he stole it from him legally. I mean, Marcus Dupree signed, I mean, the reality is the money was gone shortly after he got it. So there was nothing ever to even recover whether somebody would have granted it to him or not in a court of law.
I'm just wondering why it took a good 80 to 90 years to get to this point, man. This playoff should have been in place way back in the 1960s, probably, as early as the 50s.
I don't mean to jump back here. We can get to that here in a second, but I'm confused. So I'm not a big fan of MattBeGreat. I'm always blown away at how many subscribers he's got because I honestly I don't get it.
I talked to somebody about that. Now I've heard that he used some kind of program. There's programs you can use to buy subscribers, and
that would make sense.
Rumor has it that that might have took place. But go ahead with your thought.
So. I did something happen? Was there a reason? This is so random that
it was random. It was
an Alabama football fan would talk about Barry Switzer and Marcus Dupree. Dude, this shit is like 40 years old now. So why did it come up?
This the off season, and I guess he was going to do like a little historical video, sort of like Sooner Legends does over there. He does a lot of story time kind of deals.
He don't have shit on me though.
He tried to do a little story time, but he got off. I think he might have accidentally got off kilter a little bit and got on his tirade about Marcus Dupree got mistreated because he was young, because he was a freshman, and he deserved to be on the field. And Barry Switzer didn't want him on the field, and because his mother called up there and threw a stink about it, Barry Switzer had it in for Marcus Dupree and run it and ended up running his ass off and run him into the arms of that unscrupulous jackass down there called Reverend Kenneth Farley. That's what I'm saying. He said this was Barry Switzer's fault. All this shit that happened to Marcus Dupree was Barry Switzer and the coaching staff.
Hell, the only assistant coach he had to worry about on Oklahoma staff them days was Bobby Proctor. He didn't care what position he played. He'd get in your ass.
Yeah, well, I think MattBeGreat is Matt be wrong on this one because
I think he's just young too, man. He's just like all about,
again, it's so bizarre.
We want what we want right now. We want instant gratification right now. We want to start. We want to play.
Listen, Matt, I know you just finished watching your 30 for 30 and you decided to do a video, but you got it all wrong, Hoss. So you might want to get your facts straight before you start reporting on 40-year-old news.
We went back and got a lot of articles. He had a lot of stuff, man. I was impressed with some of the stuff he had. I learned some stuff, but he took it and twisted the shit, and I'm like, what are you doing, man?
First of all,
tell me that Barry Switzer was jealous of his own player? I don't get that.
I was just about to say, first of all, you talking about the hottest coach in the country at the time. He was the number one coach in the country. There was no, I mean, he was the man at that time.
He was second to
So
none.
you honestly think Barry Switzer is going to be worried about Marcus Dupree's mom?
That's what I couldn't say. I couldn't believe he actually ran with that.
There's
I'm
no
like, dude,
chance in hell. By the way,
you got this podcast for over 200,000 people. They say it's up to 300,000 now, and you're going to come with this? I mean, seriously?
well,
that's like some
it's just like
shit.
It's preposterous, dude. His mom, it's like why would Barry have been intimidated by his mom at all? Like the which, who, by the way, the whole, you talk about NIL back then, like it's a no. I think Barry Switzer has admitted as much. Like what she needed for her son to go to Oklahoma? She needed a double wide trailer. That was what she needed. So they had to buy a wide trailer, which they did. You know what I'm saying? But that's how shrewd of a businesswoman she was. So I find it hard to believe that she's strong-arming Barry Switzer into having her son play football. I mean, I think what happened is Barry was great at recognizing talent. Am I frozen on you?
You just breaking up.
You froze, brother.
Yep.
Well,
maybe come back. Anyway, let's see if we can get him back in here.
There he is.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hold a quarter of an inch to the right and don't move.
Yeah,
somebody move their hotspot.
Yeah. It's one of them.
Well, y'all go ahead.
It's one of them concubines out there in the RV park. They're out there shaking his antenna, man. They're ready.
That's it, man. When the wind blows. Anyway, I think it's ridiculous. I think MattBeGreat's got it wrong.
He does.
You Center says the reason why he done it was because Matt's doing this thing now where he tries to do a podcast on whoever has the best comment, and somebody brought up Marcus Dupree in the comment section on one of his videos, and so he took it and ran with it. But the guy was an Oklahoma fan. I'm sure he wasn't wanting MattBeGreat to go in there and go just full grill on damn Barry Switzer and accuse him of doing something really shady. And I don't know, man. It's like some CIA shit or something, man. He undermined the career of Marcus Dupree, kind of deal.
Yeah.
No, that was like I stated at the early when I came on. That boy had some things wrong with him that Dr. Phil couldn't fix.
J.D. Wilmoth said he's liberal and he's fake news. So I have noticed that he does seem like he tries to go with whatever's politically correct, whatever he thinks is the hot topic of the day. I know he was a time Deion Sanders supporter, and then Deion just basically shit his depends for the last 8 games of the season.
Now, since y'all bringing up Marcus Dupree, you know what scares me? One of our offensive line recruits that's playing, or he's in this cycle that's going to be on the team this year. He's Marcus Dupree's cousin, Isaiah Autry from Mississippi.
Really? Seems like a lot of people are pissed off at Matt in here. I wonder why. Hey, y'all can go tell him if you want to. I'm sure some people got entitled on me. But
yeah, go tell him.
Just tell him, if he wants to come in here and defend himself, he's more than welcome to come in here. I'll let anybody in here. Even MattBeGreat. If he don't consider himself a common Joe probably, but we'll let him come in here if he wants to come in here and defend himself.
I hate his voice.
Oh God,
he talks so damn fast.
And what does he say at the end, man?
I don't think so.
What the hell are you saying?
It's absolutely terrible.
He talks worse than I do.
He sound like he Cajun for real.
Hey, at least you got cerebral palsy. This dude ain't got no excuse, man.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
right.
Yeah, he's
I need a vote quote.
He's one of those Alabama fans that probably did jump on the bandwagon. He's probably one of them bandwagon fans.
You think he's a 2007er?
He probably is.
I think
More like a
fair.
2008er, because Nick
Oh,
Saban
no.
he sucked his first year. I know. I went to the Independence Bowl 2007. That's when I decided, people didn't have the correct assessment of LSU fans. I had a real good time. I barely made it to the football game.
Oh man,
They give me free tickets to a tent. It probably cost them $50 a ticket. They give them to me and my buddy, and it was free alcohol and free food. So I ate a lot of sausage and drank a lot of fucking everything. And I ended up going to the game and not caring,
Oh, dude,
like,
my one and only.
Alabama won. Okay, so what? Let's go back to the tent.
Dude, when you go tailgate in Baton Rouge for the Alabama LSU or the LSU Oklahoma, whichever one you go to, that food's gonna blow your mind.
Well, this was in Shreveport, but there were some LSU fans there.
Yeah, not the same.
Yeah, not the same. You had the North.
That's any indication.
Northwest.
I don't know if I want to go to Baton Rouge. I might not make it back to Tuscaloosa.
Once you get north of Alexandria, you're in East Texas, man. That shit is not Louisiana.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
All I can say is my one and only time in Death Valley that I went and attended. Thank God I took Uber there and took Uber back to where my truck was, because whoa.
They're really coming up with some nicknames for MattBeGreat in here, man. You got MattBeBald, MattBeFake, MattBeDouche. I have a feeling we might have some kind of war like 1989.
1989 suggests that the MattBeGreat community is going to come rushing to his defense.
Yeah, I might have started
boots.
Might have indirectly started some shit and probably got us all in trouble. Now the whole 200,000 community he's got going on there is coming after us.
You know what? Bring it on. That's
Bring
what
it.
I'm saying.
It's probably,
I
Manti Te'o girlfriends in that group.
I got more than just two guns right here.
A bunch of fakes. MattBeFake.
That's
Shit,
funny.
Ryan just sicked the Rougarou on him.
Hey,
Funny, man.
I'll get the Rougarou to call his cousin Bigfoot. We'll make them all disappear in their fishing hole.
That's how Mama used to get me in at night from playing outside. Boy, the Rougarou gonna get you, a boy. I'd haul ass in that house.
Oh
Rougarou.
yeah, the boogeyman.
Listen to you.
Thunder, you said MattBeDouchebag was jealous that Alabama didn't get Marcus Dupree. You're right. I wish we had a guy, but hell, Southern Miss had the inside track on him after Oklahoma. Man, that just goes to show you that some shady shit was going on down there in Southern Mississippi.
Oh yeah,
it's a damn shame that Reverend took advantage of him and his mother like that.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the sad thing is he never even got to enjoy the little bit of money that he made, and really, I mean, at the time he signed $1 million contract for, $1 million contracts were a thing. So it should have been a lot of money, at least for a little while, for the dude. And he just robbed blind, and he handed it over himself.
John Mitchell says they went after Turk. I guess that's is that your punter guy that's got a podcast?
Yeah, Michael Turk.
When Turk called him Matt Mid or Matt Midcarter or whatever.
Oh well,
I
guess we started a war.
I'll tell you what, man.
Bring it.
Just tell him to watch this video, and if he wants some, he can come get some. He can bring some of his whoever he. I don't see him hanging out with anybody.
What I
He never does a
based on
video with anybody. I never see him watching a game with anybody. So,
well, considering that he bought all his clicks, shouldn't his name be MattBeFake?
that's
Matt
right.
Fake.
Yeah.
Matt be
Troll.
Biden. Matt be Biden because he bought his votes. He probably like that shit. He looks like a little Biden.
Does Matt be click?
Yeah, Matt be
Well,
Because
Biden.
all he is clickbait.
MattBeBait.
Yep.
Got them fake votes like Biden.
Scott Schrader's got a question for you, Jesse.
Oh, that's a good one.
So how did USC get the name the Skittle Shitters? You ain't got to put the stars on that, man. We get in trouble in here sometimes. I get admonished after the show sometimes. Well, I would like to just come out and tell you exactly what a skill shitter is, but I probably would get in trouble for that. I just like to say that it goes along with the whole rainbow agenda in Gay Bay up there in San Francisco. Just seems like
It's
there's a
out
lot
of that soup community.
it just seems like there's a lot of rainbow pushing agendas out there. And, you know, they like a lot of the weird shit, the transgender volleyball tournaments and all that kind of shit. So I'm probably going to get in trouble now. You didn't hear about them transgender volleyball tournaments?
Imagine a USC fan.
And but you gonna be okay?
They are shitting the rainbow.
That's right.
No, they got a rainbow out their ass.
That's right.
It's coming out their ass. But it
Face the
ain't
rainbow.
brown.
They're okay as long as you're making fun of people that are normal. You know, people that have normal wants and desires. It's okay to make fun of us, but if we start making fun of them, oh hell!
Oh God.
Hey,
Here comes
Hey.
the police.
JPC, hold on. I got a theory about something. If
That's good.
if you can't make fun of them, and you can't make fun of people that are handicapped or I'll say it retarded, okay? Can I make fun of retarded people?
Do what now? Say it
You
again.
get away with it?
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I said, can I make fun of retarded people?
Can you make fun of what?
Retarded people.
Can you say it?
I can.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Of course, you know. I mean, it's just like anything, man. It's like, you know, queers can call queers queers, but we can't call them queers. You know what I mean?
Eject.
Going off the rails. We're off the rails. The train's off the rails.
Ryan, we're going to hell.
Hey man.
Ryan is going
Don't call retarded people retard. It's not good taste.
right.
You call your friends retard when they're acting retarded. That's
The
how that
word,
goes.
the word retard to me doesn't. To me, it's not.
We
not
retarded.
about disabled people. It's about someone that's just generally stupid because they're just stupid. You know, whether you have a disability or not, you can be retarded. You know, like Lincoln Riley, he's retarded. Lincoln Riley's retarded. See what y'all done? 1989 in said we're gonna get flagged. MattBeGreat gonna come in here and he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna tell on all of y'all. MattBeFake's gonna get us chopped. He's gonna get us closed down.
Hey, this video is gonna have limited ads. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a guess that this video will have limited ads.
I'm gonna leave it up anyway. I ain't deleting it this time.
This
They
video,
suggested it to me last time. We suggested that you might think about deleting that video.
Did
Okay.
they say that? Did they really
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah, and I'm like, Well, it wasn't on restricted, which means nobody can watch it. It's on limited, but that meant that I wasn't getting paid for it, but that they could get some little bit of money for it, and that the retention I would get, but no money for it. And I'm like, man, the hell with that, man. Y'all ain't getting it. I deleted it. So I deleted that shit.
I didn't even think it was that bad. I mean, we dropped a lot of.
I was a little tipsy. I've been drinking, and I probably dropped about. And this ain't no exaggeration. I probably dropped about 15 F-bombs that night.
Yeah, I was bad. I was bad that night.
You can get away with a few, and they won't say anything. But if you just start going on a tirade, they'll catch it.
This video is brought to you by Joe Biden's gas station boner pills.
And then we come with a movie retard reference. Stupid is and stupid does. It got some Forrest Gump up in here.
Yeah, that's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
When Matt B. Fake sees this video, if he watches it to the end, he probably won't make it to the end. He'll probably done lost his damn bowels and turned it off. But he said if he sees the end of it, he's gonna report us.
I will take it as a massive win if MattBeGreat names any of us in a.
Matt don't know, does he? Matt don't know. We got old T-Bo to lose his shit on damn Twitter.
I would love that. I would feel like a massive accomplishment if I could get Matt B. Fake to diss me in a video. Please make it happen. Come on.
Lincoln Riley.
Do what?
Lincoln Riley called us out on Twitter because we were contacted as recruits. I got about 20 people together, and we contacted a bunch of their recruits just to tell them, give them a history lesson about him. It wasn't nothing that wasn't the truth. We just got about 20 people to tell about 10 of his recruits some truthful things about him, and then he called us out on Twitter. Remember that?
I do remember that.
I didn't get to see it because Lincoln Riley has me blocked.
Yeah, you probably got me blocked now.
Well, it's called a burner account.
Lincoln Riley really blocked you?
Huh?
Lincoln Riley blocked you?
Yeah, I blocked by Lincoln Riley, Brandon Walker, and a couple
Brandon
other.
Walker, man, that dude. He's a closet skittle shitter.
I can't stand that dude, man.
Brandon Walker, he's the one that's on that show with that hot chick, right?
He's the real fat, ugly one.
Yeah, and he's on there with that hot chick.
Yeah, Casey, who's an A&M fan for why, I don't know. She tried.
No, dude, he runs his mouth. He talks smack about and he's a Mississippi State fan. Like of all schools, like you're gonna talk shit and you're a Mississippi State fan, like from Starkville. What the hell have y'all done in anything other than baseball? I don't even think they've done. I don't think they've done jack shit in anything else.
Well, that chick that's on with him, Casey, she talks shit about everybody else, but she's from the Colt fan down at College Station.
Larry says that he's watched Matt Be Great and he's still waiting on the great part. If y'all see me putting up random comments sort of directed at Matt, it's because I want him to be able to see it when he watches this back so he can see exactly what everybody was saying about him so he knows that I'm not the only one singling him out.
Oh, yeah, me and
that's right. I'm going to get all y'all in trouble. If I'm going down, y'all going down with me.
Me and my buddy Hank, we're
good with that.
Ain't scared. I'll draw my address in the comments.
There's one for you, Killer Breeze.
I'm good with that. Huh?
There's one for you, Killer Breeze. Read that shit out.
Maybe Matt and the Marshmallow can team up. We can hammer the hell out of that. Fred.
Now you're going to have Scott asking who the Marshmallow is. You're going to have to get some backdrop on the Marshmallow.
They don't deserve it.
You're right. Let's not give him no more. Let's not give him no more play.
Scott, I am in the works of trying to get get blocked by Con Time. I've been talking shit on his Twitter too.
You got his name wrong, Scott. If you're on this channel, his name is not Prime Time, it's Con Time.
I'm working on getting blocked by him. That's my next goal.
I'm in a group that's called Primetime Deion Sanders fans on Facebook. They ain't booted me out of yet, but they will next year probably once he goes about 2-9, 2-10.
He's fake as hell.
He's got a difficult schedule next year too. From what I saw, it don't look too easy for him.
Yeah, I doubt it. They win 4 games. Going to the Big 12. I doubt it.
Yes, Steve.
Did you just piss on yourself?
I might have weed a little bit.
Did you tinkle?
Would you like a disability check?
Did you
That's
make a little
probably how Matt does it. Matt probably sits down and tinkles. We just call him Matt B. Tinkle.
Matt B. Tinkle?
Matt B. Tinkle, Matt B. Pink.
Everybody in here that's on this
you're out here.
y'all make sure y'all share this shit out to him. I wasn't gonna ask y'all to do that, but hell with it. Just give it to him. Just
JD says he's got to go. Jump on
See
JD.
you, JD.
He said he's got to go. He's got to go get some pizza, and then he's got to go because he's got 5 a.m. comes early. JD, take it easy, dude. JD was busting my ass right out of the gate tonight. Take it easy, man.
JD's the one that made Kuz lose his shit on here.
Thanks for the sub, JD.
He made Kuz have a meltdown.
Kuz calls him JD Big Mouth.
Yeah.
I think
JD I need to tell
like
JD thank you anyway.
There's another one. Matt B. Skittle Shitter.
Matt B. Skittle Shitter.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if his community comes after us.
Bring them.
They're all fake, man. They're a bunch of mannequins. They ain't real. Damn man.
It's probably a bunch of old YouTube accounts that people had died.
Sound like Joe Biden to me. That sounds just like Joe Biden shit right there, boy. Getting a bunch of dead.
Yeah, that's a Democrat shit right there. If I ever heard people coming on the grade to vote.
You know what's so funny about this 1989M is that me and Matt are actually fans of the same team.
Hey, I don't mean to jump off, but you got the outlaw bracket challenge. You put together. How many people filled out their bracket in that challenge that you put out there?
I'm not sure if I linked it up right, man. I think I might just link y'all to CBS to do a bracket for the contest for the car. You get three chances.
I did. I'm in one that's filled out. It says the outlaw of something.
Outlaw of sport.
The outlaw on MattBeGreat.
Hold on.
We don't allow fake people in our bracket.
The outlaw Matt B. Fake.
I bet MattBeGreat's got that damn South Carolina jackass woman winning the women's tournament.
It's the outlaw of sports. It's the outlaw of sports bracket challenge. It's got. Oh, look. So, yeah, they got a few people that completed it.
Really?
I need to complete mine.
Yeah, I need to get on mine too.
Ray Patton, Mary Catherine Smith, Jesse Clark, Hal Truitt, me, Billy Messamore. You recognize those names?
Yeah, I remember Hal Truitt. Me and him used to not like each other too much. We used to have some wars on Facebook. Ryan might have been there when that shit was going on.
So what happened?
He used to call himself Red Solo Cup, man. I used to grill the shit out of his fake ass. But now me and him's friends, so I'm not gonna say nothing else bad about him.
What happened to the bracket that we filled out on that live stream?
I got it saved on there.
You do have it saved?
Yeah, it's we still got Kentucky as the champion, all right?
Yeah. Hey, man, you never know, right? Nobody else is going to have Kentucky. I can promise you that.
Mm-mm.
Anybody got New Mexico to advance to the Sweet 16? Maybe. I don't know.
I have New Mexico winning the first round. I think I have them losing in the second round.
I think we took New Mexico over Clemson and had them losing to whomever they played in the second round.
Yep.
That's right.
They let you have 3 brackets to try to win that Nissan. You can choose.
Yeah, I've got to do 2 more tonight.
If I win that Nissan, I'm gonna sell that some bitch and have us a big tailgate party in Nashville somewhere or some shit.
No, just use it as your Uber ride.
What's that?
I said just use it as your Uber ride.
Yeah.
Just keep dude looks like a lady on the Spotify playlist.
Might
And
be
you're
right.
good.
Y'all should come down here in Uber sometimes. Y'all would see some pretty crazy, epic shit, man. These sorority girls, they're 10 times worse than fraternities. I'm telling you.
Hey,
Crazy
Jesse,
deal, man.
can I answer Larry Shum?
Sure. Let me click on it for you. Go ahead and read it out.
He said, so you guys tell me what you really think of Oklahoma in their first year in the SEC. Seems that SEC football podcast hates OU, with the exclusion of JPC. I've been saying this since the end of the season. I've got our floor set at 8-4. Ceiling 9-3, but I'm leaning toward 10-2. And
Yeah, cut off right. You leaning what?
If we do go 8-4, I'm still going to say it's not a bad season for our first year in the SEC.
Yep.
But our ceiling I got set at 9-3, but I'm leaning toward 10-2.
As long as y'all know your role and y'all stay 8-4, y'all be doing fine. This is Alabama and LSU's conference.
Oh, I know.
Fresh meat, baby, fresh meat.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
We're looking to change that.
If Alabama can't win it, I wouldn't mind seeing LSU or Oklahoma win it.
And what I'm looking at is, and the reason I'm basing my theory off of that is I'm looking at the players we've got coming back, which is the core of our defense: Danny Stutzman, Billy Bowman, Peyton Bowen, and we got it. From what I'm hearing, I've been hearing a lot of scuttlebutt out of Norman. Is this people sleeping on this old line right now, and they're going to be good. That's just what I've been hearing.
Now, my question is, can you get the ball to the outside?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too worried about that.
I'm not either.
Okay.
What I was concerned about the O-line until I heard what I've been hearing around campus.
You know, a lot of people were on the offense all year, but I took a lot of heat from Oklahoma fans when I said basically I think the defense was what needed more work.
Ever since they announced Ted Roof was the DC at Oklahoma, I blew a freaking gasket because I cannot stand this guy. I really can't.
Zach Alley's going to make a big difference.
Zach is going to make a big difference. 30 years old, Brent Venables mini-me, and if you look at what he did at Jacksonville State, the guy coaches like his hair is on fire.
Scott Schrader's got a comment that we could probably answer. He's wanting to know if the ACC implodes, which they probably are, what teams would you like to see come into the SEC, or would you rather take none? I'll let you start off, Mike.
I would like to see Clemson. Because and it's not because of Dabo Swinney, but it's the location. South Carolina, Southern State. You know, you're going to keep it in that area.
How many teams do you think that the SEC should let in? Maybe 4 more?
Maybe 2 or 3, or 3 or 4 more. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking 2.
I've completely changed my mind on this, by the way, because I used to say bring in Clemson, Florida State, maybe Miami, and now Jesse's really got me on they need to add basketball powers. So I think they should bring in Duke and North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, they know North Carolina's probably
yes.
gonna have their pick. North Carolina's probably gonna have their pick of the Big Ten or the SEC. We could offer them a package deal. We could say, hey, look, if you come to the SEC, we'll take Duke too.
Well, that's what I would do.
I'd be offering a package deal. I wouldn't mind having Kansas. If you're gonna go after basketball, blue bloods, Kansas would be great. What do you think, Ryan?
Okay. I would love to have UNC, you know, especially for the basketball. What I heard, they have, and don't laugh at this, they have a good lacrosse team, and the ACC just has what 4 schools that have lacrosse, and it's mainly in a club type deal. So that might be a sticking point, especially if you take the money from the SEC and the Big Ten, and you compare them. The easy choice for UNC might be the Big Ten, but I would prefer them, and I would take Clemson, or I wouldn't take Miami. But I would take Florida State, or even NC State.
No.
You can do Duke, but Duke really and truly is it looks more like a Big Ten school anyway. You know, if you compare football and basketball, you know.
Well, since the Big Ten's wanting in the Florida market so bad, and they want in Texas too, just let them get in Florida and Texas, and let's go further north ourselves and get ourselves into some of their markets. Like I was talking in the podcast, we can go into the state of Pennsylvania and take Pittsburgh. You know, that's a pretty nice size market.
See, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go away from the regional.
There's rumors that Texas A&M.
That's how I am, Breeze.
There's rumors that Texas A&M may want out, and they're talking about going to the Big Ten. Texas A&M.
Let them go. Get them go. Get on out.
Say like right, Felicia.
Yeah, totally.
You
know, A&M's not fooling anybody. Nobody thinks anything about A&M outside of College Station. So they think that they're special. Nobody else does. I would love to see them go. They're just a.
But they're not. That's the thing. I don't see them leaving.
They're not going to, because they know they got lucky getting into the SEC in the first place. They're not going anywhere. I'll say this. If the Big Ten offered them, I do think there's a good chance they would leave just to get away from Texas. Dude, they really don't want to have anything.
They don't really have a problem with Oklahoma. They have no issue with Oklahoma. It's just Texas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading.
I mean, play your big brother. I mean, your big brother is always gonna be there. He ain't going nowhere. I mean, play your big brother. You lucky. You had 10 years in the SEC prior to that. So go ahead and play your big brother.
It's just like, you know, LSU run Tulane off about 30 or 40 years ago. They used to be in the SEC. I bet Tulane really regrets the hell out of that decision.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
I would like to have more of a natural rivalry for LSU. You know, like a Texas Oklahoma, or like a Oklahoma Nebraska, or whatever. But we're never gonna get that because of the geographical area. We only have 4.5 million people in the state total. So your group of 5 schools can't compete with LSU on a recruiting level. Yeah. The only 2 schools that made sense for us was Ole Miss and Arkansas, and they tried to force A&M on us, and we didn't want it. I mean, we beat their ass 7 years straight. I mean,
no, man, they're not. If Ole Miss or Arkansas, if either one of those programs could have been good on any kind of a consistent level, then that would have been how LSU could have gotten some kind. But the problem is neither one of those schools can ever put a consistent product on the field, so they can never really be a rival to LSU.
Well, I think Tulane and Georgia Tech, when they left the SEC back in the 60s, made a huge mistake because both of them's in pretty big markets. And Tulane used to be pretty good back in the day.
Georgia
now
Tech,
they got to where they're a lot better these days with New Orleans. But New Orleans is in such a fucking shitty state now that, you know.
Can you imagine if Georgia Tech was still in the SEC?
The city itself was in a bad state.
Dude, imagine if Georgia Tech was still in the SEC. How different would that program be?
I think it would really hurt Georgia because they got Atlanta. You know? I don't think Georgia wants Georgia Tech back in the SEC. That's another team that the Big Ten may consider because of the Atlanta market. The Big Ten may.
I mean, they got
that silly ass AAU shit too. So
they fit in the Big Ten.
Can't stand that shit, man. AAU crap.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's got AAU status now. Whoa, magically everybody's having conference realignment, and all of a sudden Notre Dame gets AAU status, and the ACC is about to go under. That just reeks to me. I think that Notre Dame is not really an AAU school. They're not a research institution. They just done that so they can get them in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean that's another feather in the cap to go to the Big Ten.
I honestly don't think Notre Dame fits in the SEC anyway. I wouldn't want Notre Dame in the SEC.
No, but you know what the thing of it is though, the way that the revenue sharing is going to be for the playoffs, the Notre Dame would only get less. They would get less than 10%, and as an independent, so if they would join a conference, it would boost them up to, I think, 32%. I think right around 32%, and then of course the Big Ten and the SEC takes the majority of it, which is they split the 58%. I think it was. So I mean, you know, you're gonna have to join a conference to make your money.
So, off the subject here, Bishop Frank, I guess that's Dr. Newkirk, says big salute to Doc Holliday HOF family. What is that?
Hey, that's a good friend of mine, Bishop Frank Newkirk. He calls me Doc Holliday.
Okay, and what's the HOF family? What's that?
He's part of the Hall of Fame Mafia.
What's that?
It's another.
Dude, no, you know what you're doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
That ain't the Marshmallow Group, is it? That ain't
Bishop Frank is good people.
Is that Marshmallow's Group? Is he talking about HOF Media?
Yeah.
Is he talking about the Marshmallow?
Yeah, but that ain't his fault.
No,
that ain't his fault.
I love Bishop Frank.
It's the HOF family. I mean, he could be referring to something else. Is that in reference to Marshmallow's channel?
It is, but hey.
Does Mike know where that's in reference? Mike, is that in reference to Jason's channel?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering. Poor old Marshmallow.
Let's move on. We ain't got Bishop Frank ain't got nothing to do with that.
It's all right, Bishop.
We got nothing but love for you, Bishop.
That's right.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for you having us together. That's all.
Hell yeah.
Big salute back at you. You can now be a part of the Outlaw Posse, Bishop. Just saddle on up, brother, and you can be in the posse.
Hey, so what are we feeling about the tournament? And I'm not trying to jump all over the place here, but it starts tomorrow. We still feel good about our bracket. What'd y'all pick?
I'm staying with it until the end.
I'm just mad that I missed the Grambling Montana State game tonight.
Yeah. What about the folks in the comments section, man? Who y'all got? What y'all think's coming down the pipe on this tournament tomorrow?
Yeah,
We're gonna have chalk all the way. We're gonna have big upsets. What does the outlaw posse react? Talk to me. Tell me what you got going in the tournament.
Yeah, who's y'all's final two? Who's gonna be in the title game? Give us two teams.
Tennessee, and McNeese State.
Tennessee and McNeese. Hey, but we picked McNeese to win a round, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think we picked McNeese, didn't we, in the first round?
Yeah, we did.
Houston versus North Carolina. Oh no!
I tell you, who's not going to win the NIT. I tell you, who's not going to win the NIT though. That's LSU.
That's right, because we lost to North Texas last night. I don't even know what the final score was. I didn't even watch it. I was watching a baseball game. I get lost. I was watching Louisiana Tech.
What's that?
I never have understood why LSU can't get their stuff together with basketball, man. It's always been like that. Outside of a few exciting years.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like we got legends. We got Shaq,
dude.
John Pettit, Pistol Pete. I mean, we got we got Ben Simmons that's still out there, which I don't really claim Ben Simmons too much.
Damn mad. I used to get so mad when y'all had Shaquille O'Neal, man, because we had Robert Horry. And that was one of our best teams.
We had Chris
Jackson three times. Three times in 1 year. Damn, man. We can never beat Shaq.
Vernell Singleton. We had Chris Paul, Stanley and Shaq, Vernell Singleton, Rudy. I mean, dude, they had. Yeah. God damn, man, that team was loaded.
Even Big Baby and Tyrus Thomas.
Yeah,
you know.
What about Stromile Swift's year? They had a good team.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we can't get the basketball team together. But I tell you what, I'm all in on my girls though. That SEC tournament championship game, bro. With South Carolina.
Yeah, y'all about as bad as Oklahoma hiding behind you women, hiding behind a softball team.
Hey, you know what? Hey, our girls can throw down though. So you know what? I ain't worried about it. I'll hide behind my babies any day.
I was trying to stir
if they go down, I got their back.
I like it.
Oklahoma softball's over. They done lost the game.
Oklahoma lost to UL. Oklahoma lost to UL of Lafayette.
I know.
Yep.
I think LSU is still undefeated in softball.
Ain't gonna be no 4 people now.
Nah, they lost the game.
They draw one this weekend.
They did. They're 24-1. But they're still number 3 in the country. They're right behind Texas. I actually think they should be ahead of Texas, but they're behind Texas.
Who's number 1 then?
You know who's number 1? Oklahoma, baby.
Y'all move back. Okay. I thought you were saying
they went back to number 1.
Okay, I thought you were saying that Oklahoma was number 3.
No. LSU. I'm saying LSU is at 3, but I think LSU should be at 2. They both have 24 wins, but Texas has 3 losses, and LSU only lost once. And they just lost. Texas lost their first game before Oklahoma or LSU. So I think LSU's got a better team.
Larry wants to make a bet. Larry wants to make a bet. He said, "Hey, Outlaw, I'll bet you a year's worth of Outlaw posse dues that Oklahoma beats Alabama this year." I don't know how to give away dues, but I can tell you what, I can put this hat up right here. How about that? That's a genuine Bull Durham hat from the set of the movie Bull Durham.
You gonna put that on the line?
Yeah. Alabama's going to beat Oklahoma, so I ain't going to worry about losing.
Now you're definitely gonna lose.
Larry Sham, that'll be your hat. No, but there ain't going to be no points now. It's just straight up. Y'all got to beat us. I'm not giving y'all no points.
If I can find it, I'm going to share with y'all because I got it.
I'm really digging what Bishop Frank is talking about here.
There's
man
only
is
one.
sharp. The man has got sense, is what I'm trying to say.
What's he talking about?
There's only one. Boomer.
Mm-hmm. Talking about Oklahoma. Excellence that it
one
exists.
Oklahoma.
I'm glad you're on. Put up with two of them, man.
Look, I'm not gonna talk.
I'm just glad y'all left
with a bishop.
I'm just glad y'all left Okeechobee State behind.
Yeah.
All I heard the whole time when Texas A&M and Missouri come to conference is that the SEC was going after Oklahoma and Texas A&M at first, from what I understand, and Oklahoma turned the SEC down because they said that they had to bring Oklahoma State with them. I'm just glad y'all changed your mind and left their ass behind.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Sometimes though, there's a lot of Oklahoma fans that get offended when I pick on Oklahoma State. I just don't get it because I'm used to picking on Auburn and it being okay.
I've hated OSU since my beginning of Sooner fandom, and I will go to my grave hating OSU. Burnt orange makes me puke.
Burnt orange makes me puke as well.
And OSU.
Poor Barry Sanders.
Proctor's going back to Alabama. JP.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that with JPC.
I forgot all about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
What led that on, I wonder?
Scott brought that up. Scott Schroeder brought that up. Schrader.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he left and went to Iowa, and now he's wanting to come back. I'm like, I wouldn't want his ass back. I mean, if you're going to leave, and that's the state, they got to have to put some rules in place, man.
Now,
I know we're going to take him back, but I don't know, man. That just reeks.
Does that injunction in place in the transfer portal, does that mean he can come back without losing a year?
I don't know. I know he's got to wait until the portal opens. I know Iowa was messing with him while he was playing for Alabama. There should be some kind of tampering. And just like with Lincoln Riley was tampering with all them players before he left.
Yeah.
Right. My thing is you gotta get a hold of the NIL, but you gotta get a hold of these tampering things because it shouldn't be right for any coach of another school to keep in contact unless it's a family member, with a player of another school. So with that being said, he left, went back home, and then now he wants to come back after he had a change of heart because of some spring break, type deal. Come on, man. What happened was Alabama said we're gonna turn a blind eye to this tampering thing with Iowa, and we'll take the player back, and we'll pay him no extra money.
Yeah, they probably did. That
makes sense.
I mean, I just want to let him come back, man. But I guess it's a business, and you got to run it like a business. But the thing is that all these kids and these parents, they want all this money, and they want to be able to just, leave when they want to and all that good stuff. But it's really setting them up for failure in the NFL because you can't do that in the NFL, man. You can't be tampering with teams and stuff like that, and you can't just up and leave after 1 year. You got a contract to go by. And they talking about the coaches. Well, the coaches up and leave when they want to. Yeah, but the coaches have to pay a buyout. Y'all going to pay a buyout? Y'all going to pay back that money that they give you for NIL? I'm wondering how much money he got out of Iowa to stay up there for 2 months.
I tell you, I heard this.
Trump.
I didn't read this. I heard this. That the NFL scouts and all that, they're sick of this damn transfer portal because college kids ain't developed when they come into the pros now.
Yeah, that's what Nick Saban said on Capitol Hill. He said he
Yep.
talked to 2 NFL coaches that told him that the players were no longer developed as well as they used to be.
Makes sense.
And then with the another thing, with all that rigmarole going back and forth, the coaches can't get a feel of their players. They can't coach them. They get somebody in from the transfer portal, and they think that they can coach them a certain way. Like we were talking about earlier with Barry Switzer and stuff. Coaching one way, and you can't do that no more. So there's no accountability whatsoever. So what I'm trying to say is, you need to have accountability and penalize the coaches for this tapering and the program, and you need if the student athlete reaches out, they need to have some type of repercussion as well.
Well, the coaches crying and whining about it. It's a little hypocritical to me. Me and Killer talked about this a few podcasts back. They jacked up the salaries. They're the ones that went around
Right.
making them pay $10, $11 million. I mean, why are they bitching about money being jacked up when they jacked it up to begin with?
It really is, dude. If you think about it, that really is what started to really spiral things out of control, was when those college coaches started getting 6, 7, 8 million. Now it's upwards of 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's ridiculous. And of course, the players and everybody else involved is gonna be like, "Whoa, you paying this dude 12 million, and you paying me what?" So if they want take less.
And guess who was the first $1 million coach?
Steve Spurrier, wasn't it?
Nope.
I don't remember actually.
Nick Saban
Was it
at
Nick?
LSU.
I thought it was Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, Nick Saban at LSU, the first $1 million a year man
Oh, there you
in
go.
college football.
Well, I saw they released our coaches' salaries just yesterday, and they got like 7 or 8 people on staff that make over $1 million a year, and they're just assistant coaches, man.
There's position players. Position coaches.
Yeah, they're making over $1 million.
See, I don't know about the OC because we have co-OCs now. Our defensive coordinator is making 2.5. The D line, the interior D line coach, because we got 2 D line coaches. Interior is making roughly about $1 million and about 1.1, 1.2. Because he was making about $1 million at Texas, and then let's see, the offensive line coach is making about $850 to $900, which he's well worth it. I wish he would make over $1 million because we need to keep him.
I think they all get paid too much for just coaching the sport. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Well, if you account for all the BS that they had to do now, that some of that money is well earned.
Yeah, but
now,
what about the BS that the military and police have to put up with? You don't see them getting paid millions of dollars.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I wish I could pay them more than anybody, really, But at the same time,
they completely shit on the military all the time.
Well, what I'm getting at, as far as keeping it in a college football context, with coaches and stuff, it's like with everything that's involved in college sports now, especially in college football, you looking at you got schools that are going to having a general manager to where they manage the roster, they can contact people about NIL. Therefore, the head coach or the position coaches, all they got to worry about is coaching the players and developing them, which that's what they should have done a long time ago.
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
Everybody's going to the general manager thing. Alabama's got one too. DeBoer
Yeah.
brought one with him from Washington. Scott Schrader said DeBoer's making over $10 million, and what has he done yet? Well, he ain't done nothing here yet. But and I'm not defending him because I don't think anybody's worth $10 million to coach a game. That's just my opinion. But as far as deserving to get paid, what has he done is he's went to a playoff already with a Washington team that was 4-8 when he got there, and he's had two pretty successful seasons back to back. So I would think that's probably why he got $10 million, is because he's already proven himself. He's already went to the national title game.
Well, I was.
I'm gonna ask. I want to ask all of y'all a question in the chat too. Tell me, if somebody's gonna pay you $10 million a year in your profession, would you take it?
Yes.
In a heartbeat.
In your profession.
Yes.
So what's the big deal?
I'm just saying, I understand that. I just don't think they deserve it. I think that money could be spent somewhere else better, like on the military.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I might question in that, but I mean, we all would take the 10 mil a year, whether we know we're worth it or not.
That's right.
I was looking at my phone a while ago, Jesse. You commented on one of my videos earlier today about DeMarco Murray, and then they announced he was staying at OU. And when I looked at what he gets paid, it's only $575,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good for just coaching a position. But Alabama had some position coaches making $800,000 and $900,000.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's about to get a raise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's getting a raise. I'm glad he didn't go to Ohio State.
As he should. Yeah, I was devastated when I heard he was even talking to him, but I don't blame him. I mean, I would have done the same thing. He was the lowest paid assistant on the team. I mean, that's crazy.
But like I stated in my video, it made no sense to me. Now this is just me. That and to make a move laterally, it made no sense to me. And so I think, and this is another thing I stated. I stated also that I think DeMarco's got his eye on a bigger prize, which is OC and one day HC.
Oh yeah. Well, boys, I hate to do this, but
I gotta get off here, man.
Hey,
JC, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
before you go, what would you do for $10 million?
Not what you think.
Tell you what, I'd vote for Joe Biden for $10 million.
Oh, no.
For $10 million, there's not a lot I wouldn't do. I hate to say
for $10 million, there's certain things this country boy ain't going to do.
That's right.
You definitely. Hey, I'm a proud virgin.
You wouldn't fill the rainbow for $10 million?
Nope.
I'm a proud virgin, I'll tell you that.
All right, boys. I'm out on that note. Peace.
See you later, killer.
Yeah, I gotta jump off of here too, Jesse. I gotta take the dog out and what have you, and I appreciate you having me on, brother.
All right, brother. I appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Anytime.
Hey, and tell them where they can find you real quick before you leave.
You can find me at Sooner Legends Podcast on YouTube and under Okie Cowboy 1969 on Twitter. Chop it up with me. Good, bad. Don't matter. Come on. I'm at 195 subs now, so I'm 5 away from 200.
All right, brother. Take care.
See you later, Mike.
You too, brother. See you later, Ryan.
Later, Mike.
That was Sooners Legends podcast, and then there were two. It's always down to us.
Yep.
We got the stamina around here. We're the real SEC.
Exactly. You see
We're
you see how
hating
it goes?
What?
Hey, they wonder why Alabama and LSU or 1 and 2 in national championships in football.
They are 1-2 in this century. You're right.
Yep.
I
In
mean,
the century.
people want to talk about we're top heavy, but we're really not. That's actually them projecting themselves on us, because for the longest time, Ohio State was the only team winning national titles for the Big Ten. The closest one would be the Big Ten's got two now with Michigan, but it was ACC. You just had two with Clemson and Florida State. We've had six since the 1998 advent of the BCS. The SEC's had six different national champions. That's not top heavy, brother.
No, I mean, and that's including Tennessee with 20-some years of a draw spell. You know, so I mean, look, you win back to back or win two out of the last. I mean, out of the let's say 3 or 4 years. I mean, come on. Like I was saying earlier, when they were asking about should we go to 9 SEC games? It's like why should we? We're already the best conference in the country already, top to bottom.
They want us to beat up on each other. That's
exactly.
So they can't take us out. They want us to take ourselves out.
I mean, yeah, we'll beat up on each other, but you know what? A 9-3 Alabama, a 9-3 Oklahoma, a 9-3 Texas, a 9-3 LSU, a 9-3 Georgia will probably beat any program in the country in the national championship. You want to see a 3-loss team make a national championship? Fine. Let's go to 9 games.
Yeah, I know Michigan won this year, but that's sort of an aberration. Last time that happened was 1997. But
I mean, they had 5th and 6th year seniors on that team. I mean, they were 23 and 24 years old, beating up on 18, 19-year-olds.
Well, not to mention there was some shady stuff going on too with the whole.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they were like, let's send. Let's try on it. Let's get it in.
Larry Sham says he was going to feel bad. Larry Sham, I guess that's how you say your last name. Larry Sham says, I'm going to feel bad taking your hat. But he said he won't lose any sleep over it. Well, if you don't want to bet a hat, I tell you what we can do and make it a lot simpler. Add me on Facebook under Jesse Paul Clark. That's Jesse without the I. Add me on Facebook, and I'll put you in our little multi-chat that we got on Facebook. Ryan's in there with me, as well as about 20 other people. And if Alabama loses to Oklahoma, you can pick my profile pic for a whole week. And if you want me to put up Oklahoma something or other, I'll put Oklahoma profile up for a week. It ain't got to be Oklahoma. I mean, you can get me to put Joe Biden up for a week. Whatever you want me to put up for a week. And I'll do the same to you. If Alabama beats Oklahoma, you have to put up the profile pic of my choosing.
Well, hopefully, I'm gonna keep my my Trump mugshot up for a long time.
Outlaw and Big Cojones need to have a live stream cooking contest.
A cooking contest.
I guess he wants to.
I mean, what is Outlaw gonna cook? What is the Outlaw special?
I got a teriyaki burger that I cook sometimes. It's pretty good.
What that consists of?
It's just a little bit of basil and teriyaki sauce, and I just grill the hell out of it. Nothing special, really. Maybe put some
Okay.
parsley on it, just a little bit of everything.
So you know hibachi that or nothing?
No, I don't like
You
all the
put-
hot shit. I don't like
No,
all
the
the
hibachi.
spicy.
Oh, you can't handle the spicy stuff. That's why you don't like all the Cajun talk.
That's right.
I'll see.
Scott
You were
Schrader,
talking nice shit the other night though.
Scott Schrader says you're not going to beat up on each other as long as you have Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, and Kentucky.
Okay, there's 3 games. There's 3 wins. And Kentucky and Mississippi State is a toss up sometimes on given years. So, but yeah, I'll take those 3 wins.
Well, I'd venture to say that, especially Mississippi State and Kentucky, I think they could probably take the bottom half of the Big Ten and beat them. In my opinion. Let's say Mississippi State played Purdue. I think Mississippi State would beat Purdue. If they played Purdue 10 times, they'd beat Purdue 8 out of 10 times.
I mean, here's the thing. Can just say a Mississippi State, South Carolina, Kentucky consistently go and beat those middle tier teams, even Nebraska right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they can. Not like Scott's a Nebraska fan, and he seems a pretty cool dude. You know, I said in the last show in the comments, I was like, Nebraska should have never left the Big 12, and they should have went. They should go back. I think they screwed themselves because I think, especially now that Oklahoma and Texas are in the SEC, they can have a chance of running things, you know. But at the same time, that's whenever they started, their program started really tanking. I mean, they slipped a little bit, you know. It started winning 8 to 10 games, you know, a year in the early 2000s, and then they hired Bo Pelini in 2007, and then they let the man go. You know, it's like he was winning at Youngstown State. You know, so it's like is it the program that lost its lore, you know, or is it the the overzealous boosters and stuff?
You know what screwed Nebraska? You know what screwed Nebraska?
It's not the fans.
They lost their recruiting base in Texas. When they went to the Big Ten, it was harder to get Texas players to come up there and play if they were going to have to do like road games to Columbus and
I mean, you saw them players when playing the North,
Piscataway, New Jersey, and College Station, Maryland. You know, places like that. Texas and their families, that's long travel for them. It's already a long trip to Nebraska to begin with. So,
right?
When they lost that recruiting base in Texas. That sort of hurt Nebraska. I think Nebraska should maybe, if Texas A&M wants out so bad, maybe Nebraska and Texas A&M should trade spots. Put the Nebraska in the SEC. Put Nebraska in the SEC. They would fit here. They got the same kind of culture as the SEC, really, the way they're fans. Because Texas is just going to bitch and whine and complain about Texas the whole time they're here. And Texas is going to bitch and whine and complain too, probably. They're already up in arms about the whole horns down shit. That shit's not going to be a penalty over here.
No, that's the way I feel. But that's the way I feel.
If it is a penalty, then we got some serious issues. I mean, we got some serious puddings in office at the SEC.
Grady Sankey and the whole crew up there. Yeah. No. Speaking of which, have you noticed a dip in officiating throughout the whole conference? Not only in football, but in every sport that you watch
What's that?
in like the last 10 years.
Officiating
Yeah,
for who?
but in the SEC.
Man, the officiating to me is bad all the way around, man. In every single conference, man. I've seen some horrendous officiating the last 5-6 years. To tell you the truth.
I mean, I guess because I predominantly watch SEC games. I notice it more, but it's like they got to do something. I mean, I don't know if they got pay the the referees and the umpires or whatever, but man, it's been horrendous in every sport that I watch. And I mean, Greg Sankey needs to get a hold of that, and whoever is in charge in Birmingham, maybe you can take a little 2-hour ride over there.
It's about an hour for me.
Okay, well, but I'm a ride.
That's right. Now Montgomery's about 2 hours. Don't ever ask me to go to Montgomery. I'm not going there. That's a shithole.
Midnight Montgomery.
I'm surprised they ain't stole the state capitol down there. It's such a damn crime-ridden city down there.
Well, I mean, I ain't get. I mean, that's kind of like Baton Rouge. I mean, Baton Rouge is getting kind of bad, being the state capital. I mean, it's getting like New Orleans.
Larry Sham said the problem with the Shorthorns is it's a woke city they're in. That's true. I heard Austin is probably the most woke city in Texas.
Yeah, and I hear Houston is right after too.
Scott Schrader says they lost the recruiting pipeline in Texas, but Matt Rhule is reestablishing recruiting in Texas since he was at Baylor and had hired ex-high school coaches for recruiting. Yeah, I hope y'all do, man. I hope y'all do return. Nebraska football needs to be right up there with Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan, all those teams.
I hate to say it, but Miami too. I mean,
football's a lot better when you have those traditional powers up there.
Yep. I mean, I hate to say it, but like Miami, back in the day, even the Skittle Shitters in out west, I mean, it's good. It's good to have the whole country involved instead of just a region.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why the SEC is so regional and all these other conferences are going nationwide now, even the Big Ten, is because this, to me, and this ain't something I'm trying to be grandiose about, the southern part of the United States, especially the southeast and southwest, it's almost like it's another country unto itself.
It is. It is. I mean, we've always been like that, either the hillbilly backwoods back in the day, but I mean, we've always been a different style, we slower pace and everything. We let things ran a certain way, but nobody understands that.
No.
I mean, they give a shit about it, but I mean, it's true.
But a lot of them want to try to play it as, we're being over the top and being Bible thumpers. But I'm no Bible thumper. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. To me, it's just got to do with just doing what's right, man. And a lot of these places, they don't want to do what's right. They want to adhere to immoral, crazy, perverted shit. And then they expect us not to say anything. And then when they insult us, we're not supposed to insult them back. And that's just not how I'm built.
No, I mean, you are saying cast the first stone, so don't start no shit. There won't be no shit.
That's right.
That's the way I'll see it.
I think I might start a poll when we get off here. I'm gonna ask them, what should Matt's real name be? Should be Matt be douche, Matt be jackass, Matt be skittle shitter, Matt B. Douche Nozzle. I don't know. We'll come up with something for Matt.
Matt be fake. Matt be bought. He bought all those dead votes.
Matt B.
All those
Biden.
dead subscriptions.
Matt B. Biden. There's all sorts of them. I might run a poll for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you ran the one for Texas. The long turds.
Yeah, the Long Turds won that, by the way. I'm glad you brought that up. We had a poll. It's called the Re-Nicknamer poll. And we had a poll, and I think it was the Long Turds, and what else was it? The Horns Downers. Is the
Yeah,
Horn, the Horn Downers and the Long Turds got the top two on that 4. And the Long Turds won.
See, me is I'll call them uterus. The uterus the uterus holdowns.
It does look like a uterus. It really
Yeah.
does.
Especially if you at Darrell Royal Stadium. They redesigned it, and coming out the tunnel, the Longhorn looks exactly like the fallopian tubes and the uterus and everything.
And it's conceiving shit.
The only thing that is missing is the ovaries. They had a hysterectomy, I think.
That's right. All right, brother. On that note, I'm gonna get up out of here myself. You got anything you want to add out here? Anything you want to add before we leave?
No. If y'all interested, y'all can just follow me on Facebook at Ryan Thibodeau or X at DJ Flavor 6423. And that's about it.
All right, brother. I appreciate you being on, man. We'll do it again.
All right, appreciate you having me. Y'all have a good one, everybody.
All right, later, brother. That was Ryan Thibodeau, a.k.a. Big Cajones Kelly. He said you could check him out under DJ Flavor. Can't remember the rest of it. But you can also join in here. You'll see people with their badges. You can join the Outlaw Posse and get your badge and get deputized like them, as well as possibly the comment of the day and be getting one of those random Full Horseman shout-outs on the actual podcast if you want to join the Outlaw Posse. It's a little join button next to subscribe button. It's now $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. Also, this live stream will go to podcast after this. And if you don't mind, like, share, and comment, and subscribe to that. Share it out to your friends. The more people we can get up in this party, the more we can get it crunk before the actual first year of the 12-team playoff. It'll be back before you know it. Y'all got anything y'all want to add before I leave? Just drop it in the comments section real quick, and I'll hang out in here with y'all for just a little bit longer. Mary Caroline says Matt be boring. I think his videos are a snooze fest. I concur. I concur with that. Larry Schwam, Sham, Sham. Can't pronounce your last name. You showed me a while ago how to pronounce it. I done forgot, Larry. He likes Matt be boring. Symbolic for taking poundings. Book 'em horns. Says Turd Ferguson. Right now, the Long Turds won it, from what I understand. Fred Bagley says he's out of here. Y'all got any ideas for podcast? Also, just drop it in the comment section on any one of my videos. I watch all my comments, and I try to make sure I respond to everybody. Like I said, I can also be reached on X at OCF Productions. Hit me up in DMs. Any ideas you have? If you want to be on the show, I'll let you be on the show as well. Can also be reached on Facebook under Jesse Paul Clark. It's spelled Jesse without the I. I can add you to our Facebook multi-chat that me and Ryan and Killer and I don't know if Mike's in there or not. But you can hit me up on there on Messenger as well if that's a better source of connection. With that, I'm out of here. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially. But before we go, Matt B. Biden. Yes. Class is now dismissed.